Time really flies. I started investing in the S&P 500 index fund on 23rd of November 2022, and over the past 3 years, I've made a few adjustments along the way, switching platforms and even changing the ETF I was investing in to optimize the portfolio. So in today's video, I want to give you a full update on how this S&P 500 portfolio has performed after a little over 3 years of investing. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Let's go. Before I share with you the numbers, it's always important to know why a certain individual invests the way they do. So let me quickly explain why I chose the S&P 500 in the first place. I'm not someone who enjoys researching individual companies to try and find the next big 2x company. And I'm definitely not someone who can stomach high volatility in my own portfolio. For those of you who may not know, the S&P 500 is an index fund that tracks around 500 of the largest publicly listed companies in the United States. Companies like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and many others. When you invest in the S&P 500 ETF, you're essentially buying small pieces of all of these companies in a single investment. Instead of trying to pick winners, you're simply investing in the overall growth of the US economy and letting the market do its work over time. So the mindset I hold while building this portfolio for my retirement is actually very simple. Number one, there's no active management required. I don't want to have to constantly buy and sell or try to time the market for an entry point or a selling point. Number two, automation. I want the investment to happen automatically in the background so I can focus on living my life, spending time with the people I truly love, and doing the things that I enjoy, like filming this YouTube video. Number three is a very long time horizon. I'm only looking to benefit from this portfolio 20 to 30 years from now when I'm in my 50s or 60s. Now that you understand the philosophy behind this portfolio, let's look at the numbers. Right now, the investment is done on Interactive Brokers, and by measure of low fees, foreign currency exchange rates, London Stock Exchange availability, so you can get your UCITS ETF for tax advantages, it is the best platform to go with. If you'd like to find out more about them, I'll leave this QR code over here and a link down in the description box below in this video. It helps support the channel at no cost to you by just clicking on the link. But if you're talking about user experience, how easy it is to use, then maybe not the best. It is a little bit challenging, but it's not impossible to get used to. If this is what is going to stop you from starting your investment journey, then for sure, please go and find another platform. I didn't actually start this portfolio on Interactive Brokers for those of you who are new here. If you've been following along, you know that I've been giving you updates. I'll leave the S&P 500 playlist up above and down in the description box below as well. Back in 2022, the first platform I invested through was SafeTrade, where I was buying VOO, the same S&P 500 index fund ETF, just that it's listed on the US stock exchange instead. I stayed there for about 18 months before eventually making the switch, as documented in this video over here. When I first started, I was investing around 300 USD each time, sometimes 150, sometimes a little more. There were months where I didn't invest at all because I was doing it manually. When we're first starting our investment journey, what matters most isn't about optimization. It's simply taking action and getting started. Find a platform that is easy for you to invest. And as your portfolio grows, you can always make the switch, just like what I did. After 18 months of investing in VOO, 28th of May 2024, I liquidated the entire portfolio and realized a net 20% gains after accounting for exchange rate losses as well. The total amount I invested was USD $3,693. I sold it at $486 per share and got back $4,596 USD. That's a profit of $902 at a rate of 24.4%. I then moved the funds over to Interactive Brokers and switched the ETF that I was investing in to CSPX, which tracks the same S&P 500 index fund. And the reason for the switch is because it's an Ireland Domiciled ETF, which is generally more tax efficient for non-US investors like us in Singapore. Ever since making the switch, I've automated my investments and haven't missed a single month since. I learned not to leave my investments to emotions. Whether the market is going up or down, I'm investing consistently every single month. It's a system that is designed to work over the long term. So today, after a little over 3 years of investing in the S&P 500, the portfolio is currently sitting at an unrealized gain of about 15.3%, or roughly USD $6,300. I did not take into account FX losses because I have not sold this investment yet. There's definitely some difference because a USD worth today is not the same as what it was worth 1 year ago when I made some of the investments. My Interactive Brokers account has 3 more shares that isn't mine, so that's why I didn't just use a screenshot of my account, but you can find out the values of your investments easily as shown on screen. This is my account and it shows you exactly how many shares of CSPX I'm holding, and the total amount. I'm definitely not here to say if you start investing today, 3 years later, your portfolio will look exactly the same like mine. Everyone's journey is going to be different. The amount that you're investing is different. The time you're starting is different. As I've always said, what's more important is figuring out whether this kind of investment approach actually fits who you are as an investor. Not someone else, not me. After watching this video, you're just going to follow what I'm doing, but who you are as an investor. Earlier, I shared the kind of person I am, someone who prefers simplicity, broad diversification, and not having to actively manage my portfolio. And that's why my portfolio today isn't made up of multiple individual companies. It's really just one broadly diversified ETF, maybe two, but I'll talk about that in another video. There's no perfect portfolio, only one that helps you stay invested over the long term. Some considerations for those of you who are looking to try out Interactive Brokers yourself. For each trade I made using tiered pricing, the total cost including exchange and clearing fees comes up to roughly around USD $1.80 per trade. If you're planning to use Interactive Brokers, you'll want to make sure that your account is set to IBKR Pro with tiered pricing, not fixed pricing. Once you've created your account, simply just search for IBKR pricing plan in your settings and check for tiered pricing is selected. Otherwise, the fees you incur could end up being a lot higher. Don't make the same mistake I did when I made my very first trade. If you'd like to see the full breakdown of the fees, I'll leave the official pricing link down in the description box below as well. And if you're planning to sign up, you can also use my referral link in the description box below. This video is not sponsored by Interactive Brokers. The referral link is simply the same one that every IBKR user gets once you have an account. If you sign up through the link, you'll receive $1 worth of Interactive Brokers stock for every USD $300 deposited. Subject to terms and conditions, I'll put all the details down in the description box below. The IBKR shares I received from this promotion when I first signed up are still locked in at the moment, but I'm just leaving it there in my account. For those of you who are wondering, what about the portfolio for my family? I'll do that update in another video really soon, so stay tuned, subscribe, and follow along. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below or join my Telegram community by scanning this QR code over here. That's all I have for today's video. I hope by sharing this transparently, you guys find it useful in your own investment journey. I'll see you guys in my next one. As usual, have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.